Hey everybody, I have a training video for you this week. I haven't had a video up in a while because I was kind of having some microphone problems, but I think I've got that solved. And as we go into these band-resisted pulls, I did have 9 sets of clean and jerks prior to this that I did not record, and I worked up to about 175 pounds, and that all went pretty well. So second exercise here are these band-resisted pulls, which I do every fourth Thursday. And we've never actually kind of measured the band tension, but we think it's about 225 pounds. So that means that this bar I'm about to lift here is 135 at the bottom and a little closer to 315 at the top. And aside from just the variation that this provides, it also encourages you to pull very fast and particularly to work on your acceleration because you're trying to kind of outrun those bands. So it's kind of a little different, kind of fun. And as I've talked about in previous blog posts at Breaking Muscle and also articles at Team Nation, there's a psychological benefit to doing different variations of your key lifts. Because, for example, if I don't do well here, I'm not worried that that means my deadlift is going to crap because it's not really my deadlift. And if they are going well, then I will reverse that psychology and use it as encouragement that my deadlift, my standard deadlift off the floor, will do well. So it's kind of a Swiss, it's kind of a psychological Swiss Army knife of sorts. So if you're a powerlifter and you only do competition style deadlifts all the time, then you're kind of like a cork on the waves, and you're always worried that a bad session means that you're not in shape and so forth and so on. So this gets you out of that whole psychological mess, I think, a little bit. So this is my previous best for a single. This is 315 on the bottom and more like 495 at the top. Roughly about that. So wanted to at least do a little bit better than that, so I ended up taking 335, which is right here, and this was tough. I barely made this. Boy, these pulls just skyrocket your blood pressure too. It's just amazing. And then usually when I do these, I will take the bands off and just pull something heavy just for one rep, just to experience the contrast. So here's a 455. Kind of happy about that because week in and week out, I've been doing at least 450 every week. The week prior to this, I did a 485 deficit. So I think 450 is kind of my new weekly minimum, and that's an improvement for me, I think. So follow those up with safety bar squats, and I always just kind of gush over these, but for me these just feel very productive and very safe, and they kind of hit me in a way that other types of squats don't. I'm able to get fairly deep and stay fairly upright. So these are good. Just did 4 sets of these today. Typically try to keep the reps a little bit higher on assistance exercises. It's always, the trick of training is to kind of strike a balance between volume and intensity, and I guess maybe frequency as well. You've got to strike a balance between those demands. If your intensity is crazy high, then your volume will suffer. If your volume is crazy high, then your intensity suffers. So there's kind of a sweet spot in there somewhere. This bar, this safety squat bar, is a 65-pound bar. So total weight on this particular set is 205, which I think I got for 6 maybe. Trying to control that left knee that has a tendency to kind of cave in. Seems to be doing pretty well there. And then if I'm not mistaken, I hit 245 for 4. And I think this was my top set on this. 275 is my best single on this, so that alone shows you that this really is hitting some weaknesses for me since my max is so low compared to other types of squats. So that's a good thing. And was looking to hit 30 total repetitions on back extensions. You can kind of see a trend as the workout goes on. I did singles on cleans, singles and triples on deadlifts, and then sets of 4 to 6 on the squats. And this first set of back extensions was 17. Just trying to get these over with as quick as possible. So my first set here was 17 reps. And then the second set was 13 reps for a total of 30. And this was about a 19,000 pound session in terms of volume. And that's about it. So once again, if you find this interesting or if you have questions, would love to get your comments. And with any luck, I'll have another one of these out for you next week. So train hard, train smart, and I will see you then.
Have you done 15? Yeah.